What if I told you the most hated decision in Nigeria right now might actually save it? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're unpacking one of the most explosive moves in Nigeria's recent history, the removal of fuel subsidies. President Bola Tinubu didn't waste time. On day one, he made the call. Fuel prices shot up. People were furious. Protests, panic, and pain followed. For millions, life got harder overnight. But here's the twist. What if this wasn't recklessness, but strategy? What if this gut punch to the economy is actually the reset button Nigeria desperately needed? We're breaking it down, simple, honest, and straight to the point. No fluff, no spin, just the truth behind the chaos. First, let us understand what a fuel subsidy is. Basically, the government was paying part of the cost of petrol, so you and I could buy it cheaper. If petrol cost $500 per liter, the government would pay $300, and you'd pay $200. Sounds good, right? But here's the problem. It cost Nigeria trillions of naira every year. Most of the money didn't reach the poor. It was hijacked by middlemen and smugglers. It encouraged corruption and waste. So while we thought we were benefiting, the truth is the system was bleeding Nigeria dry. Listen to a man who knows a thing or two about fuel subsidy.
And that, I think, can help the government to save quite a lot of money.
So do you think it's the right time to get rid of the subsidies?
I think it is, because all countries have actually gotten rid of subsidies. Let me give you an example. Saudi Arabia used to give what Saudis, the citizens, believe that, look, oil is our own God-given gift. So the government shouldn't charge us for it. So government were selling it at a very low price. But today, as we speak, gasoline is about 40% cheaper in Nigeria than in Saudi Arabia, which I think it doesn't make sense. That is one. Number two, our price of gasoline is about 60% of the price of our neighboring countries. And we have very porous borders. So it is not sustainable. The amount of subsidies that were paid, government cannot afford those subsidies.
So on May 29th, 2023, President Tinubu said, "Subsidy is gone." It was bold, it was risky, and it hit hard. But here's why he did it. Nigeria was borrowing money just to pay for cheap petrol. The subsidy mostly helped the rich and urban areas, not rural communities. Smugglers were taking subsidized fuel across borders and selling it for profit. President Tinubu's team believed that removing the subsidy would free up money for things that actually matter, like schools, hospitals, roads, and power. When President Tinubu abruptly removed Nigeria's decades-old fuel subsidy in May 2023, the impact was immediate and deeply felt across the country. Overnight, petrol prices surged from 175 naira to as high as 870 naira per liter, triggering a ripple effect that drove up transportation costs, food prices, and rent. For many Nigerians, especially low-income earners, daily survival became a struggle. Families were forced to cut back on essentials, while small businesses, already grappling with inflation, faced crippling operating costs.
Do you want to kill us? Are you the first person to govern? We can't go to school. We can't pay our transport fares. We are hungry. We are angry.
Look at us now. There is nothing. We are starving. Tinubu should please do something. This is not his promise. He promised to do better. Look at us now.
Let us be honest. The pain was real. It felt like survival mode. And many Nigerians asked, why now? Why us? But here's the truth. There's never a perfect time for hard decisions. Just like surgery hurts before healing, economic reform stings before it stabilizes. Beneath the hardship lies a bold economic gamble. By eliminating the subsidy, the government has freed up billions of naira previously spent on artificially lowering fuel prices, funds that can now be redirected toward infrastructure, education, healthcare, and youth empowerment. Tinubu defended the move as a necessary step to secure Nigeria's financial future and reduce dependence on oil-driven handouts. The promise is that this sacrifice could lay the foundation for a more self-reliant, prosperous Nigeria, one where public funds serve the people, not the pockets of a few. Nigeria isn't alone in this fight. Fuel subsidy removal might feel like a shock, but it's a path other nations have walked, and emerge stronger. Take Indonesia. They cut fuel subsidies in 2014, and instead of letting that money vanish, they reinvested it into education and social programs. Millions of students gained access to better schools, and the country began building a more skilled workforce. You can see how their energy transition evolved. In Indonesia's energy transition hit snag as U.S. withdraws from global climate financing program, which highlights the long-term goals behind their reforms. Ghana did it too. By removing subsidies, they tightened their budget and reduced fiscal pressure. It wasn't easy, but it helped stabilize their economy. The ripple effects are still unfolding. Angola's diesel subsidy cuts have sparked an unrest in the country. Even India took the leap. They phased out fuel subsidies and saw their economy grow. With fewer distortions in the energy market, they attracted more investment and improved efficiency. So yes, it's tough at first. Prices rise. People struggle. But if managed well, it leads to stronger economies, smarter spending, and less corruption. Nigeria's journey is just beginning, and as President Tinubu defends fuel subsidy removal in media, the leadership is standing firm on this decision. So how does this affect you? In the short term, yes, it's hard. But in the long term, you'll see better roads and transport, more jobs from infrastructure and energy projects, a stronger naira as Nigeria stops bleeding money, less corruption, and more accountability. It's like planting a tree. You don't eat the fruit today, but if you water it, it grows. So where does Nigeria go from here? Yes, the removal of fuel subsidies hit hard. But it was never meant to be easy. It was meant to be transformative. President Bola Tinubu made a bold call, not for applause, but for impact. As he explained in I removed fuel subsidy to protect unborn generation, says this decision wasn't just about today, it was about securing tomorrow. Already, we're seeing the shift. Funds once lost to inefficiency and corruption are being redirected into infrastructure, education, and social safety nets. In public accountability, President Tinubu reiterates economic benefits of subsidy removal. President Tinubu outlines how these reforms are laying the groundwork for a more transparent and resilient economy. And while critics have raised concerns, the administration has responded with promises of relief and long-term gains, highlighted in fuel subsidy removal. President Bola Tinubu promises ease. This isn't just policy, it's a pivot, a chance to rewrite Nigeria's economic story. As Tinubu states in fuel subsidy removal, President Tinubu speaks, the greatest export of Nigeria isn't oil, it's the people. And with the right reforms, those people can thrive. So yes, the road is rough, but the destination? It might just be worth it. Let us keep the conversation going. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you believe in Nigeria's future.